What's going on, gamers? It's your boy Daily Tactics here, and today we're gonna be messing around with some serious zombie armies. Zombie Stormtrooper armies, that is. Yes, that's right, we have the Death Troopers here from Star Wars. Not the black commando Death Troopers that you see in like Rogue One, but rather the old school book Death Troopers from the Black Wing virus. So we have 10,000 Death Troopers over there versus 100 501st Clone Troopers. Let's go ahead and see just how the Clone Troopers end up doing against 10,000 undead Stormtroopers. I have a feeling it could be a bit of a slaughter. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but the odds are not really there for the clones. I hate to be a Debbie Downer. You know I'm an optimistic kind of guy. But this is looking a little bit rough. Either way, they're starting off with some kills, and the Death Troopers start to actually get to him here and start to take a little bites out of him. Little pint-sized Death Trooper bites out of him. This is not going too well for the clones one bit, although they have killed almost 400 Death Trooper zombies. That's fairly impressive. But still, the Death Troopers managed to live. So let's go ahead and do something else with these Death Troopers and clones and see if that works. If you guys enjoy this video, please be sure to smash that like button. Let's try our best to get 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. That'd be phenomenal. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're working our way towards 400k subs. And comment down below if you'd like to see some more Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator in the future. Alright guys, let's get it going. This time around, we have the Death Troopers on the city outskirts and the Clone Troopers within the city, and they are going to be defending this time, holding position. So they're not going to be moving. They're in a defensive stance against 10,000 Death Troopers. Well, 9,664. I guess a few got deleted by accident. And they have this narrow corridor they have to defend from the Death Troopers. So this time, it's going to be a little bit different in that the clones have almost an advantage against these Death Troopers since they're defending, and it's going to be a bit of a choke point, unless of course the Death Troopers do flank around the sides of these buildings, which is possible, although they're not exactly known for being the smartest bulbs on the tree. But here we go. This looks so cool, by the way. There's something very entertaining about watching a whole buttload of zombies running on forward here, ready to get their cheeks clapped, man. Alright, here they come. Is this supposed to be Las Vegas? West, Las Vegas, and West. Intercept 50. Maybe? It is deserty, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a good geography kind of dude. Either way, the clones are off to a bit of a better start this time around. They are defending these city streets pretty decently against the oncoming Death Troopers. A few Death Troopers are doing the little flankaroonie, but the clones have the right mind to go ahead and turn left, pivot a little bit, and take them out that way. The Death Troopers are getting closer and closer by the second here. The clones having trouble keeping up with the sheer number of Death Troopers actually coming forward here. So this is definitely a little bit tricky, but yet to have any clones die. They are already past the number of Death Troopers they killed in the last battle, but it is quickly descending into madness amongst the Clone Troopers here. They're just not able to keep this up, and they are going to end up losing this one yet again. But this time they killed 600 Death Troopers, so they definitely did a little bit better. It's a bit more of a slaughter, but still not exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for some victories here, so let's give this another try. Alright, we have gone ahead and switched it up a little bit here. So the Clone Troopers now have 400 soldiers. I thought they needed a little bit of a numbers buff. And they're defending in a circular formation within the center of this town, covering every entrance. And the Death Troopers have been split up as well. So 2,500 Death Troopers in each of the 4 sides of this city, ready to enter on in and take on these Clone Troopers. So let's get it going. By the way, there's 9,999 Death Troopers. So apparently, literally, one Death Trooper got defeated or deleted. And that can happen if you accidentally like spawn them in against like the corner of a mountain or something like that. But it's just so funny that literally only one got deleted. Usually you have like 50 or 60 accidentally getting deleted in a battle like this, but just one, and no clones. It's kind of weird. A little bit of a weird champ right there. Either way, here come the first of the Death Troopers here, attacking on, let's call this the north side. No idea what actual side this is, but hey, north sounds good. Let's go with the north here, boys. and the clones already in defensive position. This clone area over here is looking a little bit worse for wear already, and that's because the Death Troopers seem to be able to sort of sneak up on them over here pretty easily. Over here, these clones are managing to slap them back pretty quick, but these guys, oh my goodness, these clones failed miserably right off the bat. Wow, that's not very good at all. Okay, this defense for the clone troopers clearly not going very well in the slightest, as the Death Troopers managed to just sort of swarm on in there and get kill after kill on these clone troopers extraordinarily easily. This is not exactly much of a threat for the Death Troopers. I thought for sure the clones would do better. I mean, technically they did. They get 1,000 Death Trooper kills this time, but they also have 4 times as many soldiers. So let's try this again. I really want to get a clone victory here. Alright, so now we have 750 clone troopers on the battlefield, and I've scattered them throughout the city at different choke points. I'm really hoping that this time around they manage to buckle up their belts and make something happen here. I don't know if it will happen. You know, the clones are certainly struggling a fair bit here. A few 501st troopers already firing out this way. I think it's just the sheer mass of Stormtroopers, or rather Death Troopers, that makes it hard. Also, the Death Troopers move fast, bro. Like, look at that. The Death Troopers got some heft to them, some speed. My goodness, like, I wonder at what point do the clones start winning this thing, bro? I mean, I feel like they have ranged weapons. They should be maybe doing a little bit better than this, but the Death Troopers, they've got speed to them and they've got numbers. So I guess at a certain point it does get to be kind of too difficult to even keep them at a distance. Over here it seems to be actually working a fair bit. These 501st troopers managing to gun down quite a number of Death Troopers, even causing a little bit of a pile up over there. But those guys are dependent on these guys in the flank to hold their position. If these guys don't hold their positions here in the flank, then those guys will eventually get flanked themselves and it will be no good. And look, these guys are already starting to go down here, which is no good at all. These guys are holding okay, and these guys are holding okay over here as well. Zooming camera, stop. These guys continue to hold well, but again, these fellas in the back are allowing their flanks to break and for more Death Troopers to come in. So 1,600 Death Troopers have been killed this time around, verging on 2,000, but there are also 750 clones now, and the Death Troopers are still winning. So not looking too good. 200 clones remain, and now we have the flankaroonie happening over here. These guys, half of them have to turn around to fight back against these guys, while the other half have to fire forward, and it just doesn't seem to actually work for them all that well, and they end up getting decimated as well. Oh, well, at least they got 2,263 kills this time, but it wasn't enough. Let's just try beefing up the clone numbers. The last attempt. Alright, the clones have 1,557 troopers, and the Death Troopers have 9,999. This is really all about sort of just stretching the limits of the clone troopers and seeing, you know, how ranged troopers can do against purely melee troopers. And, you know, thus far it hasn't worked out exactly spectacularly. And look at this, the Death Troopers just start going forward. For some reason, this corner especially has a lot of trouble. But there we go, they're starting to get some more stoppage going there. There we go. Okay, they'll hold out for a little bit, I think. Not the worst. Not the worst ever. We know this corner over here will do well. This corner over here has always been a bit of a flaw in the plan, but they're actually holding their troopers at bay too a little bit more now. Look at this. Look at this. We might have this. Uh-oh, this corner though, starting to break, but there's still backup troopers over here that are going to be able to do something as well, and more back here too. So we've got the potential here. There's like a diamond formation around this sort of like steepley thing. Not totally sure what to call that, but you know, there's a lot of troopers backing each other's, you know, behinds up here to the point where we might actually manage to see a dubski here for the clones. So the clones are now at almost 1,800 kills, rapidly increasing their numbers, and the zombies are at 188 kills here. All right, these guys are coming around these corners here pretty tightly from actually 3 different little corridor areas here, which makes this an especially hard job for these 501st clone troopers, but just maybe they might actually manage to hold out over here. They're also getting support from back here, which is great. This side we didn't really need to worry about because they're just absolute champs doing what champs do. And this side over here, While the zombies are getting closer, they are holding their own pretty nicely here. So the zombies have now lost 3,200 soldiers, and that is ever increasing here very, very rapidly. So this could be the one where the clones managed to win, outnumbered a little bit less than 10 to 1, not quite at that 10 to 1 ratio, but still quite a bit outnumbered. This is definitely still a tricky battle for the clones, but you know, apparently around 10 to 1 is where the clones kick it into overdrive and start to win. We do have some zombies getting really close over here and in fact making contact. So the first clone deaths in a little while here for the clone troopers, and that's just going to spread like wildfire over here. Yeah, once one zombie kind of reaches a clone trooper, it's kind of the end for the rest of the clones behind. That's just about how that happens. So those guys do end up dying right there. That opens up these clone troopers to a little bit more pain potentially. Oh, it looks like actually over here these zombies have started coming from the left a little bit more too. Clones are at 5,500 kills. They're over halfway done, so that's not too bad. These guys over here are just such chads. Look at this. These guys are melting their army. They're melting them, I do say. Uh-oh. We're getting real close over here with some zombies. Some real close calls over here. That could be dangerous. How's this side doing? Oh, no. Oh, the zombies have started to reach these guys. That's bad. That's real bad. 6,500 zombies have been killed. Still 3,500 remain on the battlefield, and the clones are starting to progressively lose more and more of these troopers in the back here. This is exceptionally bad for the clones at the moment. Yeah, this is where things start to go bad. 7,200 death troopers dead, which is good to see. The clones just need to get another 3,100 death troopers remaining, and that's because when the death trooper gets a kill, they actually create another death trooper, so that's why actually their numbers are increasing a little bit. These guys over here are now going to be split between two sides. These guys as well. That's really a bad thing in general here. That could be the nail in the coffin for the clones. We'll just have to go ahead and see. Actually, this entire side of death troopers are dead now. It really seems like there's only death troopers over here and death troopers over here, so maybe the clones will end up being fine as long as these sides manage to hold out, because all the zombies over that way actually ended up being extinguished. So despite that being a scary moment for the clones there, it didn't end up being detrimental to the total of the battle here. Why don't we go ahead and speed this up a little bit? Why not? Well, yeah, here we go. Last of the death troopers over here just sort of getting crushed by these clone troopers over this way. Yeah, the 501st doing a bang-up job all around, baby, all around. These death troopers also going down in spades. 1,100 clones have died during this battle, by the way. That is nothing to scoff at. You know, lots of dead clones across the battlefield here. Rip, potato chip to those boys. But all in all, I think we finally did reach that sweet spot. A mixture of defense, choke points, and numbers that allows you to kill an army greater than you. Not to mention ranged units is extraordinarily helpful in that regard as well. 1,700 zombies remaining. It really does just sort of seem to be that the clones just got to play cleanup now. No other clone trooper has really died by the end of this thing, so I think the clones have indeed won the day finally. Beautiful, beautiful. Either way, guys, I think we will go ahead and end the video here because it's just kind of clones slaughtering these boys. There's not much to really watch here. But I'm proud of these clones. You know, we worked through our struggles. We worked through the trials and tribulations and eventually managed to find that sweet spot that allowed the clones to get a victory while still outnumbered. I mean, sure, I could have given the clones 10,000 troopers and the death troopers 10,000 troopers, and that would have been that, but it's way more interesting to start with 100 clone troopers versus 10,000 death troopers. You know, it's just more interesting. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Just 500 death troopers remaining. They're about to be all kaput, baby. Alright, guys, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content. And hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.